Everyone in full childhood asked the question. Once upon a time, ancient people believed that the globe was flat and placed on the backs of elephants. Over time, it turned out that the world was much bigger than our ancestors thought. And the Earth is actually round and revolves around its axis. This has long been a proven fact, known even to a child. But why is the Earth round? For what reason does it have a spherical shape? Everyone in full childhood has asked the question of older people, or at least once asked themselves, how did the Earth come to be? To understand why the Earth became round, we should delve into its history and figure out how it came to be. At different times, scientists have put forward different versions of the formation of the Earth, but eventually came to a single hypothesis about the formation of the planet from a cloud of interstellar gases and dust. It is believed that about 4.5 billion years ago, the cloud began to shrink and really took the form of a disk, but over time, under the influence of gravity, the debris in it began to collide, then merge, forming the prototype of the modern Earth. The complete formation of our planet took about 20 million years. During this time, the denser chemical elements descended toward the center of the Earth and formed the core, while the lighter elements led to the upper layers, such as the mantle, lithosphere, and crust. During the formation of the planet, gases were released from its crust, which created the atmosphere. The condensation of water vapor, combined with ice brought to Earth by falling asteroids and comets, caused the formation of oceans. About 3.5 billion years ago, the Earth acquired a magnetic field. It kept the atmosphere in place and prevented solar vortices from emptying it. What affects the shape of the Earth? While still a lump of gas and dust, the Earth rotated on its axis and around the Sun. Because this rotation created a gravitational force, all the matter on the planet was distributed at about the same distance from the core. The result was a ball. Equally influential in the formation of the Earth was its own mass. As the planet formed, its size increased due to the attraction of matter from space. The larger it became, the easier it could attract gases, metals, and other chemicals. And the last factor that affected the shape of the planet was its internal composition. How does gravity affect the Earth? Gravity was the engine that gave the Earth its spherical shape. The force of attraction of any large objects in space is so great that they literally pull matter into them. And their rotation helps to distribute the attracted elements evenly around the center. Gravity is constant and effective throughout the planet's existence. If for some reason our Earth suddenly became square, sooner or later the force of gravity would turn it back into a ball. It should be noted that, in fact, the Earth is not exactly round. Its shape is more like an ellipse, slightly flattened near the north and south poles. The difference between the equatorial and polar radius is 19 kilometers. In addition, the surface of the planet is not perfectly flat, but covered with high mountains, hills, and deep depressions. The cause of these phenomena is also the gravitation, but not terrestrial, but lunar. On a cosmic scale, our satellite stands a small distance from the Earth, only 384,000 kilometers. It constantly rotates around the planet and also has a gravitational force. The gravity of the Moon is not so strong and is not able to have a great impact on the Earth. But it is strong enough for the Earth to create irregularities in relief. What effect does the Earth's internal composition have on the Earth? Gravity could not have such a force if it were not for the internal composition of the planet. In particular, one of its components, called magma. It is the red-hot magma beneath the Earth's crust, which periodically pours to the surface in volcanic eruptions, that increases the force of gravity and contributes to the planet's circular shape. In contrast, another component of the Earth's crust, partly prevents it from forming a smooth sphere. If our planet were liquid or gaseous, gravity would easily give it a perfectly round shape. But because the Earth's crust is made up of solid particles, the Earth's gravity only has enough force to turn our world into a flattened ellipse.